Hollis, Hall, Tucker, and Jones are your boys to watch. Tremaine and Hollis supposedly the best. Hollis is small. At least I thought he looked.
6'2".
I thought he looked short, like real short.
Yeah.
What number is he? 3? Yeah, I thought he looked like more like 5'8". But
yeah, well, they do stuff like that to pump up the, make you think. What do we got here?
I don't need to. I need to not do Wayne games. I never miss football until we play Wayne. I don't know why. Last year's
interesting game here tonight. I believe, from my point of view, in my opinion, I believe this game will be won on who wants it more. Kind of a battle of heart here between these two teams here tonight. As Nugent's going to line up and kick this one away for the Elks. He sends a nice kick all the way back to the Wayne 6-yard. They're going to be fielded there by Tremaine Hall. Hall breaks out to the far side of the field, and he's wrapped up there by the special teams unit of the Centerville Elks and brought down at the 16-yard line, excuse me. Hall, one of those explosive, quick, speedy little players that the Elks are going to look to contain here tonight.
Matt, they're going to have to contain him. If they don't, they're going to be hurting. They've shown in past games that they have trouble. Once the guy gets by, once a speedy guy gets by him, Brewer showed it, the Elks can't catch up to him. They need to shut him down immediately at the line. They cannot let him get past the line or they're going to be hurt.
That's right. Jones transferring from Boca Raton, Florida, to play his senior year of high school here at Wayne, as the Warriors are going to line up, and Jones is going to take the snap. He's going to drop back in the pocket, has plenty of time, fires out to the far side sideline, is caught out there by Hall. Hall makes a catch, gets enough for the first down, and finally brought down by the Elks defense at the 34-yard line. Jones having a lot of time right there, looked like, to make that pass to Hall on the far side of the field.
Matt, this Elks defense needs to step it up tonight. Wayne has such a strong offense. They really need to watch it. They need to step up. They need to make the plays. They need to get things done. Wayne is a big team. They're going to have a big line. They have to protect. They have a very tall, very skinny quarterback. They got to protect him.
And the ball is given to Hall right up the gut of the Elk defense. It's going to be good for a gain of about 3 yards on the play. Going to be out at the Centerville Elk 33-yard line, or excuse me, 38-yard line. So not a little, bad little run there by the Warriors. After that good opening pass on the first play of the game.
Matty, I was down here early. I watched both the teams do their walkthroughs. Both teams are pumped up as ever. Wayne, calm intensity. It was me and Wayne on the field and a couple of the Elks coaches up in the stands. It was very calm, very quiet, but so intense. They're ready to play football. The Elks are ready to play football. I talked to Jason Mitchell just before the game, and he said they're ready. There's no doubt about it. They are ready. Last week, I talked to the coaches before the game. They said they just weren't ready for South. I mean, we knew that they weren't ready, and they came out and showed that they weren't ready. According to some of the coaches tonight, they're ready to play football. We'll just have to see how it goes.
That's right. The coaches weren't very happy with the Elks' performance last week, even though they did pull out quite a thriller there at the end of the game. I believe I was talking to Tommy Demko this week, and he said that Coach Greg told his players if they played like they did last week against South, that he would pull them off the field and forfeit the game, as the pitch is out to Hall on the far side. He was going to be wrapped up by Baker behind the line of scrimmage. Going to drop him for a loss of about 2 yards on the play. Nice job by Baker to break through the line and finally wrap up Hall.
Vince Baker, senior. It's senior night here. He's stepping it up. The whole senior class from the on the football team is just ready to play football. They want to win this game. They want it more than anything. This game really pretty much means the extension of their season beyond next week. They're hoping 100% that they win this game tonight.
That's right, as Jones takes a snap, dropping back in the pocket, looks out to the far side of the field and has Hall out on the far side of the field. Hall trying to find some room to run to. Still on his feet, and officials are going to signal him out of bounds. Hall did a little spin move out on the far side of the field, trying to get some more yards. Going to bring up a 4th down and 9 for the Warriors, so they're going to have to punt this one away on the first drive of the game.
Now, this is what we want to see out of the defense. We need to get the ball in the offense's hands. I'm curious to see how ready the offense comes out, how Hawk and company moves the ball down the field. I'd like to see your typical Elks football we've seen all year. Get the ball in the end zone, quick. None of this punt, back and forth stuff like we saw last week. We need to show it from the start that we're ready to play football.
That's right. Griffith is going to receive for the Elks as the punt from number 27. A good high punt. Griffith's going to field it at the Elk 3-4 line, trying to find some room right up the middle of the field. It's a tackle. Still on his feet, has 2 men to beat. He's finally tripped up by number, I believe, 21. That is Tremaine Hall. Hall saving what could have been possibly a touchdown there by Griffith. Griffith moved his way in and out a few members of the Wayne Warrior Special Teams unit and finally brought down inside Wayne territory. Going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Elks on the Wayne 48-yard line.
Wonder Boy Jason Griffith starting to step. That's what we like to see out of this team coming out.
Stadium on a Friday night under these lights in front of this crowd. And, you know, it's a big emotional night for all those guys because it is going to be the last game that they play here in an Elks uniform. And, you know, they're going to be very, very pumped up to win this game. They do not want to come back like they did last week. Last week, they got a little bit lucky, I'd have to say, at the end of the game against South. They did pull it off, and I knew that they could. However, they don't want to fall in that kind of a situation here tonight, as Hawk's going to bring his unit to the line of scrimmage. They're going to have 2 wideouts, one on each side of the field, and Huston, the lone back for the Elks, as Carpenter goes into motion. And looks like Hawk got one of the defensive linemen for Wayne to jump a little bit offside before the snap of the ball. Raymond Bond moved a little bit before the snap of the ball, and that's what it's going to be. So it's going to bring up a 1st and 5 for the Elks. They didn't even have to move the ball.
Exactly. That could be another big factor in this game, is the penalties. Last week it showed a factor. South, towards the end of the game, blew their game by penalties. That's how the Elks ended up winning. The Elks got lucky. They made a few mistakes. Penalties could play into this game a lot tonight.
That's right. The Elks going to line up in the same formation. Joey Thomas on the near side of the field. As Carpenter goes into motion, Hawk's going to pitch it out to Carpenter on the near side sideline. Carpenter trying to find some room to run to. And he's driven out of bounds just inside the Wayne 40-yard line. It looks like he's going to be just shy of the 1st down. It's going to depend on where the officials spot this ball. And just a little reminder that you are listening to Centerville Elks football, brought to you by the One Stop Auto Salon. The One Stop Auto Salon is located right in the heart of Centerville and can improve the looks or performance of your vehicle. So give them a call, 438-8023, to see what Matt Damron, the One Stop Auto Salon, can do for you and your car. As Hawk's going to take the snap, he has Carpenter in motion. He's going to get the ball to Houston. Houston tries to find some room right up the middle. The Wayne defense going to be enough for the 1st down, so it's going to move the chains for the Elks, as there is 10 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play. And in case you happen to be surfing around on the World Wide Web, why don't you check out elksfootball.com. Elksfootball.com is a website totally dedicated to Centerville Elks football. And it's quite a fine website. It can give you any kind of information you'd like to know about the Elks football program. Just check it out, elksfootball.com. Ailes going into motion for the Elks as Hawk's going to hand the ball off to Ailes. Ailes going to try and get some room, or get some yardage right up the middle of the Wayne defense. I'm going to get a gain of a couple of yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Elks with 9:42 remaining in this first quarter.
Now, they wouldn't be surprised if Ben gets the ball a lot tonight. I know he's wanted it tons earlier in the season, but now it's come down to Wayne's not stupid, and South wasn't stupid last week. To know that Houston's getting tons of yards. Last week, Houston was shut down by South. It's going to be smart for the Elks to move on to some other players to get the ball to.
That's right. Hawk's going to have one wideout split out wide in the far side of the field. That will be J.D. Kennard. Houston, the lone back for the Elks. Ailes going into motion as Hawk's going to give the ball to Houston. Houston finds a hole, and he's out to the far side of the field, and he's at the 5, and he makes his way in the end zone for a touchdown for the Centerville Elks. So Houston and Hawk doing a good job on the exchange there. Hawk had me fooled up here in the booth, thought he gave the ball to Ailes, and Houston finding that room right in the middle of the field, finally busting out to the far side of the field, had 2 men to beat, just had a little bit more speed than they did, and made his way into the end zone for the score for the Centerville Elks. So the Elks get on the board early in this first quarter of play with 9:09 remaining. They're up by a score of 6-0, and looks like Nugent's going to make his way out on the field to take this extra point attempt for the Elks. He has been playing very, very strong throughout the course of the year for the Elks, as this extra point attempt is going to go up and through. So Nugent puts the Elks up by a score of 7-0 with 9:09 remaining in this first quarter of play. The Elks players out there on the field are very, very excited, pumped up. That's what they. It looks like Wayne's going to have Tremaine Hall and Ed Hollis, or excuse me, John Hollis, back to receive this kick from Nugent. Nugent sending it very, very long. On his first attempt, as the ball's going to fall into T. Nugent's going to have to go up and fix this one out on the field. And you know what? The Elks jumping out to a quick start here tonight.
Now, during walkthrough, Nugent let off some excellent kicks. Every one of them were very deep. But on the other side, Wayne's Tremaine Hall was doing an excellent job receiving kicks in his walkthrough.
And Hall's going to field this one at the 5-yard line, trying to run right up the far side sideline. He's wrapped up there by the Elk defense. and ridden down at the 28-yard line. I did not see who was in on the tackle, but he definitely grabbed a hold of Hollis and rode him for about 5 yards, refusing to let go, and finally bringing him down at the Wayne at 29-yard line.
There's been a lot of talk about Tremaine Holland, and he's going to be tough. There's no doubt in my mind, after seeing him take off after that return, that he is going to be a huge threat if he gets by. He is lightning fast, as you said. I think with the 100-meter was a
10.8 second 100-meter sprint, so he's a quick little fellow, and the Elks are going to have to try everything they have to contain him as Tucker takes a handoff, and he's going to try and run out to the near side of the field. Tamaska is going to be there to trip him up after a gain of about 4 yards on the play.
Matt, the biggest difference between this year's team and last year's team, and in last year's team we kind of upset them. They had some very strong teams, or very strong players. You listened to them before. This year, Wayne is more well-rounded. They don't have the few strong players. They're more like the Elks. The Elks have a couple good players, but almost everybody's good, even down to their second-string players. They've got a lot of good players. Wayne's the same way. They've spread out. It's not just one group, two or three guys that are awesome that are running the team. This whole team is just an excellent Wayne team.
That's right, as Jones is going to drop back in the pocket. Pass over the middle of the field, going to be just out of the reach of number 27 for the Wayne Warriors. That is Andy Paxton. Paxton, standing about 6'2", couldn't get his arms out there to haul that one in. Jones had plenty of time back in the pocket. That's going to be a factor later on in this game to see whether or not Jones can make those completions.
Jones, he's going to have to make those completions, and his line's going to have to hold up. As you said, he's 6'2", 165 pounds. That is a very, very light weight for that kind of a height. And I'm doubting 6'2". I saw him up close. I'd say at least 6'3", 6'4". He's a very tall kid. And I'll tell you what, when you get Dan Braner or Nick Kapuska or A.J. Hawk on him, they could break him.
That's right, as Jones is going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to trip and fall at the Wayne 20-yard line. The Elks applying very good pressure right there, forcing Jones to run out of the pocket and try and break out to the far side of the field. And unfortunately, the wet footing out there on the field caused him to slip at the 20-yard line. So Wayne's going to have to punt their second drive. Punt again on their second drive of the game. And back to receive will be number 45, Jason Griffith, the Wonder Boy. Been doing it for 4 years up here at the high school. Just a tremendous player and athlete. He's been a leader out there for the Elks this year. One of the reasons why they have gotten so far.
Now, the field conditions out there are very, very bad. From the rain we've received and being week 9 of high school football, the field is very torn up.
That's right, as Paxton kicks going to float out to the 34-yard line on the far side of the field. Griffith's going to field it there, and he's still on his feet, and he's finally brought down at the Centerville Elks 48-yard line. So Hawk and company will start on their own 48-yard line with 7:24 remaining in this first quarter of play.
For the Elks to put another score on the board, take that one step ahead of Wayne. Like I said, it was very crucial for Wayne to score on that last drive. They didn't turn out on anything. The Elks now have the ball back. It would be great to see them put another score on the board.
That's right. The ball going to be handed off to Ailes. Ailes trying to find some room on the far side of the field. Finally dragged down after a gain of 2 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Elks. 7:15 remaining in this first quarter play. Ailes trying to find some room out on the far side of the field. Not quite what he was looking for.
Don't forget to join Bucky and Friends this Tuesday from 4 to 7 for the best from modern and classic rock and this week's news from our reliable resource, the Weekly World News, only on 101.5 WCWT.
And Hawks going to have Huston in the backfield, 2 wideouts, 1 on each side of the field. Carpenter goes in motion to the near side of the field. The ball going to be pitched out to Carpenter. Carpenter has a little bit of room to work with. Cuts up the middle of the field. Still on his feet, breaks out to the near side sideline. Is brought down by the Wayne defense on the Wayne at 34-yard line. So good run there by Carpenter. Is going to move the chains once again for the Elks. On the tackle for the Warriors will be Billy Hackett. Finally dragged Carpenter out of bounds, but not after he got enough for the first down.
Excellent job by number 23, Joey Thomas, back on the lineup from injury from the last couple of weeks. He had major problems with his ankle, I believe it was. He's back out. That was an excellent block, pretty much holding up one of the 2 guys that was going to take out Carpenter. Excellent job by Joey.
And Hawks going to have Kennard split out wide to the far side of the field. Huston in the backfield for the Elks, as Hawks going to take a snap. Take the handoff pass to Ailes. Ailes is open at the 10-yard line. Brings in the back. He makes his way to the end zone for a touchdown for the Centerville Elks. Ailes doing a nice job of hauling in that pass from Hawk. Hawk took one step back in the pocket and just locked that one up for Ailes. Ailes making a catch on about the 9-yard line and beating out his defender to make it into the end zone. Ailes been wanting to do this all year, gets his chance and makes the most of it, and puts another one in the end zone for the Elks. He's going to be happy about that one. I was down on the field, not in the field earlier, but I was watching them warm up, and Ailes seemed very, very pumped up and enthusiastic about this game, ready to go out and play. And he's definitely shown that here tonight as the Elks go up by a score of 13-0 with 6:21 remaining. And Nugent's extra point attempt is going to be blocked by the Wayne defense. So that's the second time in 2 weeks that Nugent's had an extra point attempt blocked. If he has enough time to get
alone is a big problem.
That is, as Nugent's kick's going to be a low kick, bounce over the middle of the field, going to be fielded there by number 24. He breaks out to the near side of the field. It's finally wrapped up by the Elks special teams. Really a number of players there to make the tackle for the Elks. So the Wayne Warriors will start with the third possession of the ball game on their own 33-yard line with 6:15 remaining in this first quarter play.
Elks football on 101.5 is brought to you by the One Stop Auto Salon. The One Stop Auto Salon is located on State Route 48, directly behind the Women's Air and Space Museum in the heart of Centerville. Head to the One Stop Auto Salon for all your performance automotive needs.
And also, check out elksfootball.com on the World Wide Web as Jones is going to take the snap. He's going to slip on in the pocket once again. A boot applying the pressure right there. Possibly got a hand on his shoulder pad right there to bring him down, but it's going to bring him back for a loss of 2 yards on the play. The turf out there, as Chip said, is a little bit, soggy. As
soggy.
Say, it is soggy. Hard to keep your traction out there on the field, so players are going to be slipping throughout the night tonight.
Yeah, like Matt was saying, the field is very soggy. And I was saying it's week 9 now. Last week they were saying the field was in such good condition, considering it was still week 8, that they just were so amazed that it was held up so well. But it's definitely deteriorating.
And Tucker got the handoff. He's going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage once again by the Elk defense. The Elk defense getting it done here tonight. Going to drop him back even a couple more yards. So going to bring up a 3rd and 14 for the Warriors. 5:22 is time. Continues to wind down here in the first quarter of play. The Elks defense dominating the Wayne offense, fueled by number 21, Tremaine Hall, transferred from Florida, one of the most explosive players I've seen in years of high school football.
Yeah, the defense is getting the job done, doing an excellent job. Chris Mitchell and Danny Braner on that last play, stepping it up.
As Jones takes a snap, step back in the pocket, fires a pass over the middle of the field. It's going to be caught by Hollis and Griffith there to make the tackle for the Elks. It's not going to be enough for the first down, so it looks like Wayne's going to have to punt yet another one away to the Elks. Andy Paxton comes out on the field to take this kick for the Warriors. Back to receive the one, the only Jason Griffith, who on his first attempt there, his first run back, almost breaking free for a touchdown and giving the Elks very, very good field position. So we're going to be looking for something big on him tonight.
Oh, I always expect something big out of Jason. All these seniors, much love to them all. I wish them all the luck in the world, and I know you do too. As a senior, Matt, you know what it's like from the athletic side. They're doing an excellent job tonight, and I hope they keep it up. They're doing just amazing.
And Rhoda's going to field that at the 25-yard line, wrapped up there by the Wayne special team unit, driven right into the turf. Nice tackle there by the Wayne team, and there's going to be a number of flags down on the play. Alex Lammers with the hit for the Warriors. No word from the officials just yet on what the flag was. I'm not sure, but many of the Wayne players out there on the field clapping. It's going to be against the Elks. It's going to be a clip against the Elks, so it's going to drive them back, start them off with the worst field position they've had all night long. 8 yards on the night, so the Elk defense getting it done.
Elk defense is just shutting them down. That's what they need to do. I know the offense can do their job. I have no doubt of that, but the defense needed to step it up.
And Houston's giving the ball on the near side of the field. Houston trying to find some room to run to. He's finally brought down. They set him off 31-yard line. Going to be enough for the first down on the play. A number of flags flying down along the field. Looked like something after the play. Possibly a late hit on the Wayne Warriors. And it's going to be a personal foul against the Warriors. So it's going to move the Elks further down the field. Penalties, as Chip said earlier, was a big factor last week in the South game. Could be a factor here tonight.
I'm very impressed with the call on that from the officials. I didn't think they were going to call it there for a second. Number 88, Raymond Bond, doing the body slam on top of the pile for no particular reason. But these officials so far doing a great job making the calls. Seems to be very fair. they're doing an excellent job of moving the ball, a fresh ball, off and on the field because of this soggy turf. The ball's going to get wet, makes it hard to handle. Officials doing an excellent job.
And Hazenfield lining the Elks up with 2 wideouts on each side of the field. Joe Thomas split out wide to the near side of the field. Kennard split out wide to the far side. Houston in the backfield. Carpenter going into motion. Ball given to Houston. Houston just hustling his way right up to go to the Wayne defense for a couple of yards. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Elks just inside Wayne territory with 3:46 remaining in this first quarter.
Centerville Elks up 13-0 over the Wayne Warriors. A blocked extra point by Nugent is what made us fall off by that 1 point there. That's only the second one he's missed all season, both being blocked. I have no doubt that if that kick would have gotten off, it would have gone through. Nugent, an excellent kicker.
And Carpenter going into motion for the Elks. It looks like the offensive line for the Elks moved a little bit too quick. Elcess will be a rolling motion, and looks like it's going to be a false start against the Elks. Hawk by some kind of a hard count right there, threw his own line off, and Elcess jumped a little far offside, bringing the Wayne defense over with him. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Elks with 3:21 remaining. Just a little reminder, Centerville Elks football here underneath is brought to you by the One Stop Auto Salon. The One Stop Auto Salon is located right in the heart of Centerville, and deals any kind of customizing you would like it done to your automobile. So give them a call 438-8023. As Carpenter goes into motion for the Elks, the ball off to Houston. Houston on the near side sideline trying to find some really run to. They're going to get about 8 yards on the play for the Elks, just about out to the 11 to 45 yard line. So good run there by Houston.
Houston getting a lot of coverage on the ball, and I'm surprised. I figured they would try to move it away from him because of last week being shut down so much by South, but he's such an outstanding athlete. I have no doubt in my mind that he can still move the ball. He's such hard. He doesn't want to get shut down. He wants to keep adding up yards to him.
1,000 yards on the season, and South completely shut him down. So he's going to have a lot of work here tonight to try and get himself back in that rhythm and run the ball much more. As Carpenter goes into motion for the Elks, ball handed off to Houston. Houston busts through the line. It looks like he's going to get just enough for the first down and the second loss. It looks like Houston was giving the ball right up the pack of a bunch of people right there in the middle of the field and like shot out of it to get put enough for the first down for the Elks. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Elks.
Matty, to show how important this game is, I know the Ohio High School Athletic Association point situation is very difficult to explain. We've tried explaining it. It's very important. I'm going to let you go ahead and go on the call here, and then we'll discuss a little bit more.
As the Elks are going to line up, Ailes in the tight end position. On the backfield, that will be Houston.
30-pound winner,
Jason Houston trying to find some room. He's almost tripped up and he's brought down right about the 33-yard line. Houston getting hit once and stumbled a bit, but falling forward for a couple of yards. Going to bring up a 2nd and a 3 for the Elks with 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter.
Back to the talk of point situation this week. The Elks moved to 5th in Division I Region 4 behind St. X, Colerain, Winton Woods, and Moeller. 2 big games also this week. Xavier versus Moeller, that could come into play with the Elks getting a playoff berth, and Hamilton versus Colerain could come very much so into play.
And the Elks going to line up in the wishbone formation. The ball given to Houston. Houston trying to find some room to run to. Not much there for the Elks. And I know, Chip, that the Elks are going to need a little bit of help this week from St. X and Cincinnati Hamilton in order to move on into the postseason.
If they win tonight, more than likely there's a very good chance that the Elks will get enough to move on. Wayne is 13th, I believe. No, 11th, excuse me. Heber Heights Wayne is 11th with 14.2 average points. They have a lot of points that we could pick up. If Hamilton beats Colerain, that would be huge. There's a lot of things that could help. If we beat Wayne, they're saying more than likely. It'd be nice to get a little extra help.
And Hawk lines up with his team in the wishbone formation. The ball given to Ailes. Ailes finds some room on the offensive line. It's more than enough for the first down. Finally brought down about the Wayne 24-yard line. So Ailes did a good job of finding the room to work with right there to move the chains for the Elks as 53 seconds remains in this first quarter play. It's going to continue to tick off the clock as they stop the clock momentarily to move the chains. And Ailes, getting it done here tonight. Seeing him a little bit more on the offensive side of the ball than we have in previous weeks, but making the most of what he's got as the Elks going to line up with 2 wideouts, one on each side of the field, Houston in the backfield for the Elks. Hawk fakes the handoff, steps back in the pocket, fires the pass into the middle of the field to Josh Carpenter. Carpenter hauls it in at about the 9-yard line. Going to be more than enough for the first down for the Elks. Hawk doing a nice job there. faking the handoff, stepping back in the pocket, showing some poise, and finding that pass over the middle of the field to Carpenter.
Matt, the Elks just under 0.3 of a point behind Moeller. Seems so minimal, but it's amazing what can make the difference between going to the playoffs and not going to the playoffs. If Moeller upsets St. X, the Elks could have some big problems whether they win tonight or not. It would drop St. X probably to second, move Moeller to third, but the rest of them would probably stay the same, and that would just leave the Elks out of a playoff berth.
That's right. As Hawks decided to keep himself, he's hit hard on about the line of scrimmage on the near side of the field by number 10 for the Warriors, Carl Hayden. Driving Hawk right into the turf on that one. Going to bring up a second and goal for the Elks as time expires here in the first quarter play out at Centerville High School Football Stadium. North Centerville Elks are up by a score of 13-0. Centerville Elks football on WCWT is brought to you by the One Stop Auto Store. And very good field position. They are deep in Wayne territory. They're faced with a second and goal on the Wayne 6-yard line. Hawk can hand the ball to Houston. Houston trying to find some room on the far side of the field. He's dragged out of bounds by the Wayne defense at about the 2-yard line. It's going to bring up a third and goal for the Elks early on here in the second quarter.
Matty, this Wayne team is really going to have to take a huge step up if they want to play the rest of this game. And there's 11:42 and clock ticking away here left in this half. They're going to have about 3/4 of a game left here to go. But they better start showing it now or the Elks are going to run away with this game.
That's right. The Elks jumped out to a very, very early start in the first quarter play here. Wayne has not had very much production out of their offensive unit. Wayne's going to jump a little bit off sides right there. It looks like number 25 for the Warriors, Terrence McKnight, jumping off sides on the hard count for the Elks. It's going to bring up a penalty for the Warriors, so I believe that will bring up a first and goal, or half the distance to the goal. And going to bring up a third and goal for the Elks with 11:22 in this first half of play.
Be sure to listen to WCWT every Monday night from 7 to 10 as the Big Bad Beefcakes. Matt and Andy will bring you favorites like A Week in the Life of the Eagle and Big Bad Beef Chick of the Evening. Only on 101.5 WCWT.
And Carpenter goes in motion for the Elks. Ball given to Ailes. Ailes tries to find some room right up the gun. The Wayne defense. Wayne's going to just wrap him up on the line of scrimmage and drive it back almost all the way to the 10-yard line. So Wayne ready for that one. And it looks like there was a flag thrown on the play by one of the officials. It's going to be a penalty against Wayne. So Wayne doing a good job there wrapping up Ailes on the line of scrimmage and just driving him back a couple of yards. But unfortunately getting another penalty on the play. Going to move the Elks a little bit closer to the end zone and going to give him a chance to replay that down.
Matty, I'm assuming, it sounds like as much as they pushed him back, I'm assuming the whistle was blown and Wayne didn't want to stop, and because of forward motion, as soon as he starts to go backwards, unsportsmanlike conduct is what it was called, and I have a feeling that's what it was for. The whistle was blown and they pushed him back a good 5 penalty. That coach should be out of this field, no doubt. He's hitting his own coach, he's fighting. There's no reason he should even be in this stadium anymore. The officials were very lenient on that. I am surprised in high school football. In a professional game, that would have been called, no doubt about it.
That's right, as Hawks going to have the ball on the 2-yard line. He's got to use the backfield cover going into motion.
Go find out what the deal is.
He's trying to get in the end zone. Looks like he stopped short of the goal line. And the Wayne defense is doing a good job there, wrapping Hawk up. Not allowed.
You mean the penalty or what?
So, the coach. The Elks looks like they turned over on downs. They're going to give Wayne a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory on about their own 2-yard line. The Elks going for it on 4th and 2. Not resorting to their strong kicking game as we would have thought. Having a lot of confidence in their offense, trying to punch that in, and Hawk could just not get it done.
I wouldn't be surprised. They have a lot of confidence in their defense too, Matt. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Elks defense steps it up here. And so far, they put a lot of pressure on the Wayne offensive team, making them make a lot of mistakes. The Elks have shown in past games that they can take advantage of that by scoring points themselves, picking up the interception, picking up the fumble. When the offense doesn't complete the play, the defense is.
The season against Fairborn, the Elks did rack up a few touchdowns on the defensive side of the ball, and they've done it consistently throughout the year. So the Elks defense has been playing strong all year long as they wrap up Jones behind the line of scrimmage, and they're going to bring him down just behind the line of scrimmage on the 2-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Wayne Warriors as time continues to tick away here in the first half of play.
Elks football on 101.5 is brought to you by the One Stop Auto Salon. The One Stop Auto Salon definitely blew that one up really bad, Nat.
That's right.
The one-stop auto salon is located on State Route 48, directly behind the Women's Air and Space Museum in the heart of Centerville. Head to the one-stop auto salon for all your automotive needs.
And looks like Jones is going to have one wide out of his Hall split out wide on the far side of the field. Tucker's going to take the handoff. Tremaine Hall seems to get taken the handoff. He's finally written down by the Elks defense. Seems like Delaney there to make the tackle for the Elks, and another flag down on the play. Not sure just yet what the call is going to be from the officials. Number 4 from Wayne up in the official's face. I don't know whether or not he's arguing or deciding whether or not they're going to decline or accept that penalty. And it's going to be a personal foul against the Elks. That's going to move the chains further down the field for the Warriors. So penalties early on in this game playing a big part. There's a lot of bad blood, it seems, between these schools over the past couple of years. The Elks have defeated the Warriors, especially last year when the Warriors were, thinking of postseason and WL championship and all of that. The Elks came out and took it to them and beat them 42-17, and just really surprised the Warriors last year. So it's going to be a hard-fought game here tonight, as looks like Tucker's going to take the handoff, and he's trying to find some room to run to. He's finally brought down just past the line of scrimmage out to about the 41-yard line of the Warriors.
Right down that play was the first time I've seen Hawk, AJ Hawk, that is, really showing up in this game. He was right there ready to make the tackle, slipped up a little bit, fell to the ground. This field, the field conditions obviously aren't getting better at all. By these cleats tear it up pretty bad. That could also play a big part in tonight's game. There's a lot of big factors in tonight's game. Heart, penalties, field condition. Both teams want it.
That's right. As Jones is going to take the snap, takes one step back in the pocket, steps up, throws a pass over the middle of the field, going to be just out of the reach of Eric Lodak, and he has complained a bit that Delaney might have got a hand in there, a little pass interference or something. But good coverage there by the senior Mike Delaney playing in this last game here at the Centerville High School Football Stadium. And Jones, once again, I'm going to be saying it all night, and I have been, that he is receiving a lot of time back in that pocket to, check out his receivers and decide who he wants to pass to.
Jeff Cash and Jason Mitchell are the funniest kids on air. Listen to them every morning from 6:30 to 8:30 for jokes, sports, weather, and the popular Fresh Kill. Warning, people with weak bladders should not listen to them unless they are near a toilet. And
Jones steps back in the pocket, slips a little bit, fires a pass out of the near side sideline to Eric Lodak, and Lodak makes the catch out of the near side sideline. Going to be enough for a first down. However, a number of flags thrown on the play by the officials, possibly a late hit on the Elks. Looks like Tamaska was a little late on the hit for the Elks. And they're still discussing it out on midfield right now. No sign just yet of which way this one's going to go, as there's only 9 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in this first half play. The Elks are up by a score of 13-0, scoring quickly early on in the first quarter on a run by Houston, a long run, 30-plus yard run by Houston, and a 20-yard pass from Hawk to Ailes. That connection making the second touchdown happen, as we're still a little confused about what's going on out on the field. Looks like it's going to be against the Elks, as the Elks are marching further back into their own territory, possibly a late hit or something of that sort. If it is against the Elks, it's going to move the chains for the Warriors, and that could be a little bit costly for the Elks, and it's going to be a clip against the Elks. However, this one's going to be declined, as the pass caught by Eric Lodak on the near side of the field, going to move the chains anyways for the Warriors, so they're going to decline that one. And Jones going to line his unit up on the line of scrimmage with 4 wideouts, 2 on each side of the field. Hands the ball off to Tucker. Tucker finds a hole in the offensive line, and he is finally tripped up by Mike Delaney, but not after he get more than enough for the first down for the Warriors.
Matt, this second quarter here has brought a complete change of pace. The Elk defense is collapsing a little bit. The Wayne offense is stepping it up. The Wayne defense stepped it up, caught the Elks on the 2-yard line, shutting them down instead of getting a touchdown. Lots of changes here within the last few minutes.
That's right. The Warriors are going to have Harold Dales wide of the far side of the field. Jones is going to take a snap, give it to Tucker. Tucker trying to find some room to run to. He's finally wrapped up by the Elk defense. A number of players there to make the stop for the Elks. And not after he gets enough for 4 yards on the play. There's 8:39 remaining in this first half of play.
Centerville Elks up 13-0 over the Wayne Warriors, taking out an early lead. 2 scores early first quarter. Now in second quarter, change of pace a little bit. Wayne driving down the field on their best drive they've had so far this evening, and looking for a touchdown. They want points on the board. They need points on the board. They can't let the Elks get too far ahead.
That's right. Jones is going to take a snap, turn around, hand this one off to Hall. Hall trying to find some room, slip it a little bit here and there. Finally brought down by Kennard on the line of scrimmage, and a number of flags thrown on the play. So penalties plaguing both teams here tonight early on in the game. It looks like this one's going to be against the Elks, and it's going to be a false start actually against the Warriors. So the offensive line moved a bit early right there as Hall trying to find some room out on the far side of the field, not quite finding what he would have liked to. Quick little guy, slipping a little bit. His speed, though, might be hampered a bit here tonight due to the field conditions.
The soggy field conditions.
Soggy.
Matt, these officials turning from the first quarter once again another change from pretty much letting the guys play and playing hard to now calling everything. Almost every play it seems like there's been some sort of little problem. The officials, I don't know, a little disgusted with the coaching staff of Wayne and disgusted in general with the reactions of some of the coaches and players.
As Jones steps back in the pocket, tries to throw a little swing pass out of the near side of the field, and Baumann there to knock it down for the Elks. Another one of those seniors out on the field, pretty pumped up tonight to be playing out there on the field, and got his hand up and knocked that one down. Jones kind of throwing a weak little pass out to the near side of the field to Harold Dale, but it couldn't quite make it there.
It was not even close to making it there. Excellent job by Baumann to get his hand up there and knock that pass out of the air.
And there's going to be 7 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in this first half play. The Elks are up by a score of 10-0. And have a little change of tags right here. The Elk defense struggled a bit as they did not in the first three drives of the game. As Jones going to step back in the pocket, fires the pass out on the near side sideline. Going to be caught there by Hollis. Hollis brings it in about the Centerville 13-yard line. So nice catch there by Hollis. Baker and Delaney there to make the tackle for the Elks. But not after that's going to move the chains for the Warriors. So the Elk defense conceding a little bit more than it should here in the second quarter of play.
Baker a bit confused there. Receiver went into motion. Baker went to follow. The receiver cut behind the other receiver. Big problem. Baker didn't go that far. He stopped, and that put him way off track. Baker was back and forth between watching his man and watching the quarterback to see when the ball was snapped.
Tucker getting the ball and trying to find some room right up to go to the Elk defense, not getting too many yards off the play. Going to be good for a gain of about 2 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 8 for this Wayne team. The Elks right here need to dig down deep and hold and keep Wayne out of the end zone so that they do not get on the board before they go in the locker room.
Exactly, Matt. If Wayne does put in a touchdown right now, there could be a big problem. The 1 point that the blocked kick by Nugent could come into play very quickly. That's a big problem. When you start losing, those extra points can help you a lot at the end of the game.
That's right. As Jones has 2 wideouts, one each side field, going to turn around, hand that one off to Hall. Bust right up the middle of the Elk defense. Gives a gain of about 4 yards on the play, using his quickness to weave in and out of the Elk defenders. Finally brought down there by a number of Elk players. A.J. Hawk also in on the initial tackle for the Elks. And going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Warriors. 6:40 remaining in this first half of play.
Matt, I have a feeling this Wayne team is similar to the way the Elks were last year and maybe this year even. A lot of young players as I look down the list, a lot of sophomores and juniors. Excellent players though, got a lot of time I'm assuming, just like the Elks team did. Both of them very similar teams.
As Jones takes a snap, rolling out to the near side of the field, looking to pass downfield, and he does. He throws a pass right over the middle of the field. It's going to be in and out of the hands of Hollis. Nice coverage there by Tamaska. Tamaska doing the job there against Hollis in the end zone. Batting away a touchdown pass there by Jones. Jones rolling out to the near side of the field, looking to pass back across the middle against the grain of the Elk defense. And Tamaska there to make the play. Another one of those seniors out there playing his heart out for the Elks.
Excellent job by Jones, though, to get that pass off with such accuracy. He was very much so all of a sudden put under a lot of pressure by the defense. Did get the ball away, but Terry was there to break up the play at the very end.
And it looks like Wayne's going to come out and try this field goal attempt. Eric Henrik to attempt to kick for the Warriors in. The kick is up and good, so Wayne gets on the board in the middle of this second quarter of play. They're now down by the score of 13-3.
He could have made that kick very easily.
That's right. That's Carpenter and Kennard are going to be Back to receive for the Elks. Kicking this one away for the Warriors will be Henrik. And we're going to be looking for some big things out of Carpenter and Kennard. They haven't had much of a chance here to return one on a kick. And Henrik's going to send a nice into-ring kick. Going to be fielded and bobbled by, that's going to be Huston out on the near side of the field. And he's finally wrapped up and brought down at the Centerville Elks 27-yard line. So Huston calling Kennard off of that ball. And bobbling a bit. Lucky it bounced in his favor, did not bounce all over the field. And picked that one up. So the Elks will start with fair field position, I should say, with 6 minutes remaining in this first half of play.
Huston did an excellent job. Very, very lucky, as far as I'm concerned, to have that bounce. If he hadn't have gotten the lucky bounce off the field, there could have been a big, big problem for the Elks.
That's right. As Hawks going to line up with 2 wideouts, one on each side of the field. Ailes going into motion to the near side of the field. Ball given to Huston. Huston trying to find some room, bouncing off one tackler, and finally brought down and just past the 30-yard line. Going to be good for a gain of 4 yards on the play. Going to bring up a second and 6 for the Elks as time continues to wind down here in the first half.
Centerville Elks are up 13-3 over the visiting Wayne Warriors. The Elks, this is a vital game for them to win. If they do not win, their playoff hopes are pretty much shot. They have the Xenia game next week. Xenia's not a very strong team. They must win tonight.
That's right. It's a must-win situation for the Elks. Many of all the seniors out there on the field do not want to make this next game after this, their last game of the season. As the ball's given to Huston. Huston trying to find some room right up the middle of the Wayne defense. Not going to get too many yards. Going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Elks. It'll be about 3rd and 3. For the Elks, they have been in the past when they convert on 3rd downs. We're going to see if they can continue that here tonight.
In the past, as you said, they have been able to convert on 3rd down. And in fact, their conversion ratio is just huge. They've come back from 3rd and 20 situations and made the play to get it done.
And Hawkston takes that, turning him to Huston. Huston avoids one tackle, finally tripped up just as he passes the 40-yard line on the near side of the field. Going to be enough for the first down for the Elks with 4:45 remaining in this first half. And just in case you have a little bit of time on your hands tomorrow night, I encourage you to venture on out to the Centerville Soccer Stadium to support the boys varsity soccer team as they take on Xenia for the district title. It's going to be a good game there for both, as both teams have very good records coming into the game. They played late in the season, time for the WL crown, and going to be a good game, so go on out and support the Elks. As Hawk takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Huston, gives the ball to Ailes. Ailes wrapped up on the line of scrimmage, has nowhere to go. As soon as he received that ball from Hawk, he was quickly wrapped up by Harold Dale on the line of scrimmage, so he could bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Elks with 4:21 remaining in this first half.
Listen to Marissa and Allison every Friday from 3 to 4 for Flashback Friday. You get to hear all your favorite 70s and 80s music that you just don't get to hear anymore. Catch Marissa and Allison every day from 3 to 4 on WCWT 101.5.
And Hawk's going to have the 2 wideouts, one on each side of the field. Huston in the backfield. And he steps back and rolling out to the far side of the field, looking for someone to pass. He fires the pass out to Kennard on the far side of the sideline. Kennard brings it in out of at the Wayne, the 46-yard line. Going to be enough for the first down for the Elks. And going to move the chains for them once again. Just a reminder, Centerville Elks football here on the Beef is brought to you by the One Stop Auto Salon. One Stop Auto Salon is located right in the heart of Centerville and can improve the performance or the looks of your car. Every time you walk away from the One Stop Auto Salon, you will be a happy customer. I know from experience, a very fine organization run right out of the heart of Centerville. Give them a call, 438-8023, and see what Matt Damron can do for you and your car. As Hawk's going to take the snap, fake the handoff, rolling out to the near side of the field, looking to pass downfield, fires a pass down the near side sideline to Kennard. Kennard almost brings it in on the near side of the field. Stumbled a little bit because of the slippery turf. Looks like Kennard got hurt on the play, maybe jamming one of his fingers there, waving at the coaches to take him out of excuse me, got to slow down and talk.
Once again, a big key to radio.
That's right. To take him out of the game. So it looks like Kennard got a little bit hurt on the play as he's, punched over on the sideline, holding his hand. Looks maybe like a broken finger. I think he might have fallen down on that one. Now that's painful, just pure pain. Trainers tending to him as needed. Hopefully he'll be back in the next couple plays. And the ball handoff to Huston. Huston run out to the near side of the field, find some room out on the near side of the field, and he's finally driven down by number 34 for the Warriors, Justin Esom. And Huston doing a good job there, finding the room right up the middle of the field where he's been looking all night long. It's going to be out to the outside as the lane's going to be stuffed in the middle of the field as they've scouted the Elks, been looking at Huston. Houston been getting a lot of his yards off tackle, off guard, right in the middle of the field. And last week South denied him of that, and this week Wayne's looking to do the same.
Kennard still being tended to on the sides. Last week, a big loss for the Elks. Nick Redlin being pulled out of the game for an injury.
That's right, as Ailes takes the handoff from Hawk. Ailes fighting for each and every yard as he's brought down after a gain of about 2 yards on the play, and over a few flags thrown down on the field there. No for the officials just yet as of what the call was. And it's going to be against the Elks, so it's going to bring the Elks back and face them with a 1st and 15 on the 35-yard line. With 3 minutes remaining on his first half of play, the Elks are by a score of 13-3. Jumped out to a very early lead. Have been sputtering and struggling a little bit since then. Not able to pull off, things with a lot of consistency. But getting the job done early on, and that has helped the Elks. And that's going to bring up a 1st and 20 for the Elks on the Wayne 40-yard line. So the Elks faced with a big mountain to climb right here, as Hawk's going to have 2 wideouts, one on each side of the field. Huston in the backfield for the Elks, as Hawks has Ailes in motion to the near side of the field. Ball given to Huston. Huston tries to run right up the middle of the Wayne defense. Not going to get too many yards on the play. Only going to bring him out to about the 34-yard line of Wayne. So Huston not finding the room he would have liked to in the middle of the field.
Back to what I was saying about Nick Redlin. Taken out last week with an injury, was had to take off the field during the game. He's back on the field with his jersey on, no other pads on. Elbow problem, we wish him a quick...
And they're hoping that's not going to keep him out of the postseason this year, as many of those seniors out on the team don't want their season to be cut short because of one game. They've been playing outstanding all season long, and they hope to continue that in the postseason. As Hawk takes a snap, fakes, handoff, passes right in the hands of Jason Griffith. Griffith leaping and diving to make a great catch on about the Wayne 15-yard line. I just cannot describe that well enough. Griffith just leaping out, stretching out those arms and hauling in that pass from Hawk. Not a bad job there by Griffith, the Wonder Boy. Getting it done on both sides of the ball tonight.
That picture will be in the newspaper tomorrow, no doubt about it. Griffith sprawled across. I'm hoping somebody caught that. It was a beautiful catch by the Wonder Boy, Jason Griffith.
And Hawks going to line the Elks up in the same formation once again. Huston in the backfield. Hawk steps under center, has Griffith in motion to the far side of the field. And Hawks going to pitch it out to Griffith. Griffith trying to find some room out on the far side of the field to run to. Avoids one tackle and finally brought down after a gain of about 5 yards on the play. As there's only 1:37 remaining in the first half of play, as time continues to wind down late in the first half.
So far, the Elks aren't utilizing Griffith and Ailes to the fullest, as we said. Both playing somewhat through the year on the offensive side of the ball, mainly defensively, though. But the Elks do need to get the ball to some other people. Past weeks have shown that Huston is getting shut down. He's such a strong player. That he's one of the keys in the films. I have no doubt in my mind for WL. They watch him. They're going to shut him down.
And the ball given to Griffith. Griffith trying to find some room right in the middle of the Wayne defense. There's going to be a number of flags thrown down on the field on the play. Griffith not getting too many yards on the play. However, there's another flag going to stop the clock at 1:02 remaining in the first half. And the Elks are up by a score of 13-3, and that penalty is going to be against the Elks, going to bring them back down towards their end of the field. The Elks been hampered a bit this year by penalties, continuously having to dig themselves out of holes, which they are very capable of doing, but if they don't put themselves in that position in the first place, the Elks will be much better off.
Stay tuned here in just a few minutes for the One Stop Auto Salon halftime show with the coach Jason Mitchell, who I've seen on his way up here. I'm sure he's having some food. And Adam Kiefaber will be bringing you game summary, highlights, scores from around the area, and some second half predictions.
And Huston alone back for the Elks, 2 wideouts on the near side of the field. Hawk fakes a handoff, and he pitches to Kennard. Kennard trying to make his way out to the far side of the field, makes something out of the yardage, and he's finally driven out of bounds at about the Wayne at 23-yard line. Yet another flag thrown down on the play. Hawk stepping back in the pocket, faking the handoff, trying to get the Wayne defense to bite on that handoff. Started to roll out to the near side of the field and was quickly wrapped up by one of the Wayne defenders, and had Kennard there to pitch it to. Kennard doing a good job of making the most of what he had, and it's going to bring up another penalty against the Elks. Going to be a clip on the Elks, so the Elks keep digging themselves deeper into this hole. Late in the first half of play, there's only 36 seconds. The Elks had a chance right there to put that one in the end zone. Or actually, this drive, they've had their chance to put this one in the end zone. If they do not capitalize, that will slow up the momentum going into the locker room.
I have to commend Hawk and Kennard on that, though. Hawk does such an excellent job when he's under pressure of either getting the ball away. He doesn't want to take the sack by any means. Where Kennard came from, I have no idea, but he was there to make the save, hold on to the ball, get the ball back up to the line of scrimmage, but because of the penalty, was moved all the way back.
That's right. Good heads-up play there by Kennard, recognizing that Hawk was in a little bit of trouble, going back to help out his buddy there. They've been playing together since the 3rd grade, so Hawk and Kennard, you know,
there's a connection, no doubt.
There is a connection there. They've got many years under their belt on the same squad, and the officials whistled this one short before it can even get underway. I'm not sure just yet what the call is, and the Elks are going to line up with a second and very long, 31 yards to be exact, all the way out at the Wayne 40-yard line. As Hawk has 2 wideouts, drop back in the pocket deep. He's looking out the near side sideline. He fires the pass on the near side sideline. There's nobody there. It's going to be intercepted there in the end zone by number 34 for the Warriors. He's finally tripped up and brought down about the 11-yard line. Number 34, Justin Esom, making the interception off of Hawk. Hawk, don't know quite what he was thinking. Had Kennard started his route on the near side sideline down the field, and Hawk let that one loose. Kennard stopping on the route and throwing up his arms as he saw the pass float over his head into the arms of Justin Esom, and that's going to give Wayne the ball with 25 seconds remaining in this first half of play, and that's kind of a dangerous situation because you have Tremaine Hall sitting there on the opposite side of the ball, deep in his own territory, yet still dangerous because of his speed and quickness.
Yeah, that hurts the Elks. It's smushing down their motivation, and that's when Tremaine Hall can be most effective, is when the Elks team is down. And I have no doubt in my mind Wayne's willing to kick the Elks while they're down. They need to get caught back up.
And it looks like Jones takes a snap and decides to kneel this one down on the turf. So the Elks go in the locker room up by a score of 13-3 as the time ticks off the clock here in the remainder of the first half. You are listening to Centerville Elks football, brought to you by the One Stop Auto Salon right here on WCWT 101.5.
This game could very easily be 28-0.
It could be.
How are you?
3 yards. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Players out there, it's going to be a very, very tough time keeping their feet out on the soggy marsh.
Soggy marsh. It is wearing away. The field is definitely just disintegrating with the cleats and the running back and forth with the wet field. It's just completely soggy more.
And Kennard runs that kick back all the way to the Centerville Elk 28-yard line, and excuse me, the 26-yard line. Not a bad return right there, trying to find some room on the near side of the field, not quite getting what he would have liked to. Hockey Company's going to come out here in the beginning of this second half of play. There's only 11 minutes and 55 seconds. The Elks are up by a score of 13-3. And Hawk's going to try and pick his offense up and pick up where they started off in the beginning of the game, and that was to come out and just take it down the field, march right down the field through the air and on the ground, and put it in the end zone. So he's going to bring his unit up to the line of scrimmage. He's going to line them up with 2 wideouts on each side of the field. Houston alone back. Carpenter in the motion. The far side of the ball over to Houston. Houston bouncing off a few tacklers here and there and tries to go up the middle of the Wayne defense. Good for a gain of 2 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Elks on their own 29-yard line.
The Elks need to come out and play mistake-free football, no doubt about it. So far, they've had 2 drives that they've put down in the red zone and then either been shut down or pushed out with penalties. They really need to be careful. They need to play mistake-free football. Just move the ball down the field, get in for the touchdown.
Ailes in motion to the near side of the field. The ball handed off to Houston. Houston trying to find some room on the near side of the field to run to. Oh, it's one tackler hurtling over one. He's finally brought down by number 6, Billy Hackett, on the near side of the field. Going to be enough for the first down to move the chains for the Elks. So Houston doing a good job there, keeping his head up and looking downfield to find the room to run to and get enough for the first down.
Elks football on 101.5 is brought to you by the One Stop Auto Salon. One Stop Auto Salon is located on State Route 48, directly behind the Women's Air and Space Museum in the heart of Centerville.
And One Stop Auto Salon is a very fine organization run right out of the heart of Centerville, run by Matt Banner. Give him a call 438-8023 and see what he can do for you and your car. As Hawks going to have them lined up in the same formation. Carpenter going in motion in the near side of the field. Ball handed off to Houston. Houston runs out to the far side of the field looking for some room. And tripped up behind the line of scrimmage by the Wayne defense. Number 63 for the Warriors, Kyle Rockwell, to make the stop. And Houston just getting tripped up. That slippery field condition out there. Not quite, being able to keep his feet on the ground there. And Wayne got a hand in on there to bring him down.
Listen to the ladies, man, every Saturday from 12 to 3 on the Beef to be dazzled out of your mind. That's the ladies, man, with Spencer and Willie on 101.5 WCWT.
And Hawks going to have two wideouts going both on each side of the field. And the ball's going to be faked to Houston. Hawks step back in the pocket, fires the pass over the middle of the field to Ailes. Ailes avoids one tackler, finally brought down at about the Wayne 40-yard line. Good job there by Ailes to make the catch, avoid the tackler, and continue to run. It'd be good for a gain of 20 yards on the play. So the Elks doing a good job there through the air. Hawks been showing a lot of praise back in the pocket here tonight, and he's connected on a number of passes, not only to the other members on the team, but to Ailes himself.
Yeah, Ailes getting a lot more offensive time tonight. They needed to mix him and Griffith into the offense as much as possible in order to keep the focus off of Houston. Houston's such a strong powerhouse for this team.
Houston takes the snap from, or takes the handoff from Hawk. He's trying to run out the near side of the field, trying to find some room, and he's finally brought down by Carl Hayden on the near side sideline. Going to be a good for a gain of 3 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Elks. And Ailes is seeing a little more playing time here tonight due to the fact that Nick Redlin got injured in last week's game against South. He hurt his elbow and has to sit out here tonight. That's kind of a big thing for him, sitting out the last season game. And Ailes is, getting the job done. Already has a touchdown pass from Hawk, caught for a touchdown, and he just made a big play over there. As Ailes goes in motion to the near side of the field, ball given to Houston. Houston still on his feet and finally wrapped up and brought down by the defense. Over a gain of a few yards on the play. Going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Elks with 9:12 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Matt, we really can't emphasize enough how important this game is. It's for the whole thing as far as the WOL goes. It is the WOL championship game. Both teams 7-1 overall and 5-0 in the league. The Elks' only loss coming to Troy, and Wayne's only loss coming to Grove City. It is just, in all ways, the most important game of this team's season.
And Hawk has one wideout on each side of the field. Houston in the backfield, for the Elks. Griffith in motion to the far side of the field. Ball given to Houston. Houston finds a hole in the offensive line, almost dragged down, staying on his feet and taking one Wayne defender with him along for a couple yards. Houston refusing to go down, found the room on the offensive line, or on the line of scrimmage, and moved the chains for the Elks. Good run there by Houston. Shows a lot of character on his part.
Make sure you're tuned on to 101.5 on Tuesday at 7, from 7 to 10. Dean and Rachel with 2 for Tuesday. You get a double shot of your favorite band only on 101.5 WCWT.
And Hawks going to have the Elks lined up in the same formation once again. 2 wideouts, one on each side of the field. Houston in the backfield. Ailes going into motion for the Elks. The ball given to Houston. Houston finds a room on the line of scrimmage, and he's finally brought down after a gain of 5 yards on the play. And just a little reminder that if you did not know, the Lady Elks' varsity soccer team was victorious last night against Xenia in the district championship, and they did move on to the regionals. They will be taking on Lakota West next Wednesday at 7 p.m. I believe at West Carroll High School. So if you want to go out and support the Lady Elks as they continue their tournament run, if you cannot make it out to the game, you can always catch the live play-by-play action of your Centerville Lady Elks here on the Beef. As Hawks under center calling his shots. Ailes in motion to the near side of the field. The ball given to Houston. Houston finds a room to run to. Breaks one tackle, 2. He's finally in the end zone for a score for the Centerville Elks. So this is what the Elks want to do. Come out strong in the second half of play and put one in the end zone to try and kill any hopes Wayne had of winning this game. So Houston not giving up on that one. Being wrapped up. Almost brought down numerous times there on that carry. And finally just makes his way in the end zone for the score for the Elks with 7:32 remaining in this 3rd quarter.
That's a big score for the Elks, and it's really important right now for the Elks to get the extra point. They've missed one already by a blocked kick. They need to get this. They can't fall 2 points behind.
And Nugent's kick is up and through the uprights once again, so the Elks go up by a score of 20-3. 7:32 remaining in this third quarter of play. The Elks come out very, very strong off the start of the third quarter, eat up some time on the clock, which could prove to be a factor, not allowing Wayne, the kind of time they need out on the field to make things happen, and also capitalizing on that drive, the very first drive of the game, and getting it done out there on the field, not only on the ground but also in the air. Huston finding the holes to run to, and Ailes made a good catch on that drive. As there is a penalty flag down on the field, and Carpenter out there discussing with the officials what the call is going to be for the Elks. And Chip, did you see what?
Just everything you'd ever want to know: depth charts, scouting reports, and the upcoming games. There's everything to be associated with Elks football is on that site. It's elksfootball.com on the World Wide Web.
And Nugent's going to try an onside kick. It's going to be fumbled there on the near side of the field. Looks like the Elks are going to come up with this one. And Jason Griffith comes up with a football for the Centerville Elks. It looked like Wayne had that one wrapped up there on the near side of the field, but a good hit there by the Elks special teams unit to knock that one loose. And Griffith diving on the ball, going to give the Elks possession deep in Wayne territory on their 34-yard line. So the Elks doing a good job right there, capitalizing on that mistake made by the Warriors, and going to get the ball deep in Wayne territory to start off this second drive of the game.
Griffith just throwing his body, no thought of it as a person. He wanted that ball and he wanted it for the team. He did not care what had happened to him, just throwing his body towards that ball. Getting crunched a few times, I'm sure, but he's willing to give it up for this team.
And Hawk's going to step back in the pocket, look out on the far side of the field. The pass is going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage by the Wayne defense. And a good tackle there by the Wayne Warriors. Billy Hackett to make the tackle for the Warriors. Hawk was starting to roll out to the near side of the field, couldn't quite get there, kind of tripped up there by the Warrior defense.
Brings up about a second, and looks to be about a 14-15 with 7:04 on the clock ticking away here. Centerville Elks up 20-3 over the Wayne Warriors.
And Hawk's going to have one wide out split out far to the far side, split out wide to the far side of the field. It's going to be Kennard. The ball's going to be handed off to Griffith. Griffith trying to find some room, cuts back up the middle of the field, breaks out to the far side of the field, and finally brought down after a gain of 5 yards. That's going to be after a gain of about 10 yards on the play. Griffith gaining back to 5 yards lost on the previous play. And time's going to continue to tick off the clock here as there's only 6:35 remaining in the third quarter.
The recovered onside kick is just so outstanding for the Elks right now. The chance to put that extra score on the board to make up for some of those points that they missed out on in the second quarter, the two drives that were great, that turned out with nothing. Make up for that would be an excellent thing to do right now.
Ailes going in motion to the near side of the field. There's going to be a flag on the play before the ball is snapped. So the play is going to be stopped short before we can get underway. No word from the officials just yet as to what the call is, and it looks like it's going to be a false start on the Elks. So we're going to bring up a third and long for the Elks. The Elks, as I mentioned earlier on in the first half, get into a position where they can really make something happen and put the ball in the end zone, and then they are penalized and they make mistakes and they continue to put themselves in a hole, and they have to, and they face themselves with the position of trying to dig themselves out of that hole every time. Most of the time the Elks can pull it off, but more often than not that's going to hurt them. We're going to bring up a 3rd and 12 for the Elks. Hawks going to have 2 wide outs split out to the near side of the field. Hawks rolling out to the near side of the field. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage by the Wayne defense, number 43, Brian Anke. Just exploded off the line right there to get to Hawk. Nobody there to block him, and Hawk dropped way behind the line of scrimmage. We're going to bring up a 4th and 20. The Elks are going to have to punt this one away, and back to punt for the Elks would be number 5, Mike Nugent.
This Elks offensive line is going to have to give Hawks some more time than that. I believe that is probably only maybe 1 or 2 times that Hawks been sacked twice by the same team all season.
And Hall is going to field that one for the Warriors and try and run right up the middle of the field. Finally dropped by the Elks special teams at the 5-yard line. So Nugent sent a pretty good kick down the field, and it was fielded there by Hall. So that's going to give Wayne fair field position to start off this drive in the second half. There's only 5 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Elks are up by a score of 20-3, and they're looking to hold this here right now, as Jones is going to have two wideouts, or three wideouts, excuse me, the far side of the field, one on the near side. It's going to be Tucker in the backfield, and Hall going into motion to the near side of the field. Jones going to step back, hand the ball off to Tucker. Tucker tries to move right up the middle of the field, and he stopped by the Elk defense after a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Right now, the Wayne offense doing an excellent job of spreading out our defensive backs. Right now we're running one linebacker in the backfield there, and other than that, they're all spread out to cover receivers. So they're spread out all over the field. That could come very much into play with a runner like Tremaine Hall, who can, if he can get through that line, could be gone.
That's right, Hall, a quick little fellow. As the ball is handed off to Tucker. Tucker trying to find some room on the near side of the field. He's wrapped up by Griffith there, right in the line of scrimmage. Griffith meeting him right at the line of scrimmage along with Hawk and a number of other players. Joe Boot also on same block. All in there to make the tackle for the Elks. And going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Warriors with 4:23 remaining in the third quarter. Not a bad job right there by the Elk defense to read what was happening and adjust to it to stop Tucker from breaking up field.
Elks football on 101.5 is brought to you by the One Stop Auto Salon. One Stop Auto Salon is located on State Route 48, directly behind the Women's Air and Space Museum. Head to One Stop Auto Salon for all your automotive needs.
And Jones is going to roll out to the far side of the field. Passes over the middle of the field. It's going to be out of the reach of Hall. Hall sliding down on the field. Couldn't quite get back to that one. Jones trying to make a very, very tough pass. He was rolling out to the far side of the field, rolling out to his right, trying to throw back across his body and try and hit Hall in the middle of the field. Hall was open, however, he did slip on the field. They're going to bring up a 4th down for the Warriors. They're going to have to punt this one away, so they could not capitalize on that mistake by the Elks. And looks like Griffith's going to be back to receive, as always, for the Elks, standing about the 43-yard line of Centerville. Andy Paxson to punt this one away for the Warriors. And Griffith almost had a little bit of a breakthrough the first time he returned a kick in this ball game. Been waiting for him to do stuff like that all year long, as he's going to field this one at about the 42-yard line and avoids one tackler, and he's finally tripped up and brought down by the Wayne defense, or Wayne special teams unit out there on the far side of the field. So the Elks will start with a 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line with 3:49 remaining in this third quarter.
While you're eating your candy on Saturday night, how about tuning in to Luke Dog on Reggae Our Way from 8 to 10? Listen as he plays reggae and jams, Halloween away. And just a little reminder that tomorrow night the Centerville Boys varsity soccer team will be taking on Ziehler for the district championship at the Centerville Soccer Stadium at 7 p.m. So go on out and support the Elks. If by some chance you cannot make it out there to support the Elks, listen to Paul Michelson and Jeff Cash to catch all the live play-by-play action of the Elks. And Wayne's going to jump a little offsides there before the snap of the ball. Going to be whistled short, and no official signal from the officials just yet, but I believe Wayne did jump a little offsides there, and it's going to be an offsides call on the Warriors. So it's going to look at 1st and 5 for the Elks, just inside Wayne territory, so the Elks will have very good field position to continue this drive, and hopefully they can make something out of it and not be hampered by penalties here and there. The Elks have been very productive today. They just have nothing to show for it. They've gotten the ball, moving the ball all over the field. They just can't put it in the end zone, or they've been called back on penalties. Tonight's a big game. They're up by a lot now, but by winning this game, pretty much could lock up a playoff berth. If they don't play better than this, they're not going to go very far in the playoffs.
And the ball handed off to Houston. Houston fumbles it, and it looks like Wayne fell on that one. Just at about the 45-yard line, one of the Wayne football players has the football up above his head and out on the sideline cheering. So the Elks cough it up on that one. The Elks making a little bit of, a couple of mistakes here and there could cost them the game later on, as Wayne's not out of this game yet. As we saw last week, Centerville coming back from a huge deficit to overtake South late in the fourth quarter of play, scoring twice in the last 5 minutes. I would not count Wayne out of this one. They have the potential to do things like that here tonight, and with a very good running back in Tremaine Hall and Ernest Tucker, also along with Hollis on the outside. The foundation of that receiving thing. If they win that game, they will move on to the regional finals later on in that night. They're not sure who they'll be matched up against, but good luck to those Lady Elks. Definitely go out and support them next Saturday as they enter the regional semis and finals of the state tournament.
Now you got a score update here, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the play so we don't get cut off.
And Hall's going to take the snap, and he's finally brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and sent Jason Griffith there to wrap up Tucker behind the line of scrimmage, almost pulled the ball out of his hands, and Wayne coming out there surprising me a bit, letting Hall take the quarterback position. Jones not standing over on the sidelines now. Hall seems like he can do it all out there on the field.
Local scores: Troy 59-0 over Northmont right now. Fairmont up 10-7 over Beaver Creek. Xenia up 14-7 over Fairborn. And a very big important game right now for the Elks and their chance for getting a playoff berth. Coleraine up 19-0 over Hamilton. So that is still a fairly, doable game for Hamilton. Hamilton needs to step it up. We'd love to see Hamilton win that game.
And Hall takes a snap, drops deep back in the pocket, fires a pass over the middle of the field, going to be caught by Hall. It's down at the 44-yard line of the Centerville Elks. Griffith there to make the tackle as soon as he made the catch. But a nice little pass there from Hall to Hollis out on the near side, or far side of the field, excuse me. And there's going to be a flag down on the play. No word what it is yet, and it's going to be against the Warriors. So the Warriors have been hampered all night long by penalties, and that would have been enough for the first down. That would have put them inside Elk territory. Hall doing a good job of breaking out to the far side of the field and finding an open receiver. Hollis doing a nice job in being covered very tightly by Griffith to make the catch, and they're going to put themselves back in the hole with 2:51 remaining in this third quarter.
The whole Tremaine Hall quarterback thing has got me baffled. I'm not quite sure what the reasoning Wayne has for pulling off something like this. Tremaine Hall, an excellent running back. They have an excellent quarterback. The need to switch it in the third quarter, I'm not quite sure.
But it looks like Hall's one of those guys is like an all-around player for the Warriors. He's being chased down the pocket by Mitchell. Mitchell not quite getting to him. Hall breaks out the far side of the field, still on his feet, and gets just enough for the first down into Elk territory at about the 44-yard line. Tremaine Hall shows an awful lot of speed right there. Mitchell had him in his sights, had him locked on. Mitchell was going to lay a hit on him, and Tremaine Hall just a little bit too fast for him, breaks out to the far side of the field, and picks up enough yardage for the first down.
Just the afterburners there. As soon as he saw Mitchell, he was gone. And next thing you knew, he was halfway around the corner of the field. But if Mitchell would have gotten a piece of Tremaine, I have a feeling Tremaine would not be walking. Because Mitchell, like you said, had just locked on, and he really was. He was gunning it to him.
And the ball is given to Tucker. Tucker finds a hole in the line of scrimmage and uses his speed, breaks up to about the 10-5, and he makes his way in the end zone for a score for the Wayne Warriors. So Ernest Tucker finding a hole in the offensive line, or in the line of scrimmage there, busting through it, turning on the afterburners, as Chip would say, and busts up the middle of the field, outrunning every line of the Elk defense into the end zone for a score for the Wayne Warriors. So Wayne jumps back into this one. They are now down by a score of 20-9, and still waiting on this extra point attempt here. Not sure whether they will go for two or attempt the extra point. It looks like John McLean out there on the field to take that extra point for the Warriors, and so the Warriors moving a couple players around here and there, especially Hall to the quarterback position. But I do not question that move so much, because that gives Wayne the ability to look downfield and pass, and also if Centerville is pressuring Wayne so much, Hall can find his way out of it once this bad. As looks like number 11 for the Warriors, excuse me, not number 11, number 18, and John McLean is going to line up and take this for the Warriors back to receive. As I said earlier, Kennard and Houston, and it's going to be a high kick out to the far side of the field, going to be fielded by Houston at the 10-yard line. Houston takes this one, breaks up the far side sideline, still on his feet. He's finally hit hard at the Centerville 25-yard line. Houston dropped big time by the Wayne. It's special teams unit on the far side of the field. Very, very good job there by Wayne to stop Houston from breaking up field.
I want to remind you, Elks are up by 10 points, and that's a fairly decent margin in a football game. But there's also 2 minutes left in this quarter and a whole other quarter of play to go. 2 scores is not hard to do. The Elks showed last week that they could pull it off within 5 minutes. The Elks practice it over and over again. I'm sure Wayne practices that 2-minute drill. Move the ball as fast as possible down the field to get the points.
And the ball given to Ben Ailes on the far side of the field, trying to run right together. Wayne defense stops short. Only gets a gain of about a yard on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 9 with 1:58 remaining in this third quarter. The Elks probably just going to take their time on this one, let the clock run out, and see what they can do in the fourth quarter play.
The Elks maybe should resort. They've last week they were shut down on their big play offense. This week they've been shut down for the most part on their big play offense. And go back to do like they did last week towards the end of the game. Go to Elks football. go smooth the ball slowly up the field.
And Hawk dropped behind the line of scrimmage by Tremaine Hall. Hall all over the field here tonight on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, and using his quick speed to bust around the corner of the Elks offensive line and drop Hawk behind the line of scrimmage. Hawk is not getting the kind of time he needs in that pocket here tonight to look downfield and decide which receiver he's going to throw to.
That offensive line is collapsing. Just 3 sacks within the last 6 or 7 minutes is outrageous. Like I said, I don't think Hawk's been sacked twice by the same team all year. He's usually had plenty of time. He can usually get out of it, but the line's not giving him any time.
Hawk fires the pass out to Kennard on the near side sideline. Kennard avoids one tackle, stays on feet, finally brought down at about the 35-yard line. It looks like he's going to be a yard or two shy of the first down. Going to bring up a 4th and short for the Elks with 53 seconds remaining in this third quarter play. Not sure what the Elks are going to choose to do on this one. Probably look for them just to go for it, as Bob Brigg has all the confidence in his offensive unit. And it looks like they're going to bring out the kicking team. Nugent's going to be out to kick this one away for the Elks. Nugent got a strong leg, good foot, good accuracy. The place kicker for the Elks also coming out and doing some of the punting here tonight. And back waiting for this kick are Tremaine Hall for the Warriors and number 3, Hollis. And Hall is going to signal for a fair catch on the 35-yard line. So the Warriors are going to start 1st and 10 with 47 seconds remaining in this third quarter play on their own 35-yard line.
The Elks have to step it up now. They've gotten through. They've gotten by so far in the game. Wayne's starting to show that they can put the pressure on them. They can put the ball in the end zone. If the Elks don't step it up now, they're really going to be waiting around to the last second, and then they're going to have to play catch up.
That's right. The Elks have to come up with a stop here, big on defense. As Hall's going to take a snap to Tucker. Tucker wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage by the Elk defense. A number of players there, Joe Good, Rob Baumann, and Terry Tamaska to make the stop for the Elks. However, there are a number of flags down on the play. And the Elks defense doing a very, very good job right there, wrapping up Tucker on the line of scrimmage and driving it back.
Because they threw him
for a loss of a couple of yards on the play.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
The officials still discussing things out on the field. Going to be a false start against the Warriors. So, Wayne, as well as the Elks here tonight, hampered, left and right by injuries, excuse me. They're not.
Hey, Maddie.
All right, I know what I'm talking about, really I do. They've been hampered left and right by penalties. Injuries do play a little bit of part in this. The Elks did have Redlin knocked out of the game. They have a number of other players standing on the sideline, just in jerseys, not really in full pads. As Tremaine Hall's going to step back and fire pass over to Hollis. Hollis hit hard by Griffith, but manages to hold on to the ball. Griffith, man, I wouldn't be surprised to see a hitting stripe on his helmet after that one. And Hollis doing a great job of holding on to the ball, going to get enough for the first down for the Warriors. So kudos to the Wayne offense right there, as Hall was under pressure, fired a nice pass down the field. And Hollis doing a great job of holding on to that ball.
Holding on to it, exactly. Commend him for that. Griff just laying it on, and I'll tell you what, Griffith can hit. He's not a big guy by any means, but he can hit hard.
And Hall's going to pitch out to Tucker. Tucker trying to find some room on the other side. He's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage by the Elks defense. A number of players there to make the stop for the Elks. Namely 57, Sam Block, A.J. Hawk. Also in on the tackle, Mike Delaney and Rob Baumann. So the Elks, quick to the ball at times and shutting down the Wayne offense, as that's going to do it here for the third quarter play out at Centerville High School Football Stadium. Your Elks are up by a score of 20-10. You are listening to Centerville Elks Football, brought to you by the One Stop Bottle Salon right here on 101.5.
Adjusted it.
Come on, Keith.
He's even played the quarter intro. Don't be kissing me, man.
Don't be kissing me, man.
Get ready, man.
Are you sure? Get ready.
When I shoot you, you're ready.
You go like this and fake me out. All right, we are back out here at Centerville High School Football Stadium. The fourth quarter has just gotten underway, and Wayne in possession of the ball right now. 3rd-13 for the Warriors. 11:44 remaining in this ball game. The Warriors down by a score of 20-10, trying to fight their way back in this one. This is a WOL championship game, and the Elks are not going to concede this very easily. as I believe Hall's still in the quarterback position for the Warriors. Has 4 wideouts, 2 on each side of the field. Steps back in the pocket, looking out for the pass. Passes to Hollis. Hollis hit hard by Kennard. He makes the catch at about 50 yard line. He can find that. Field. Going to bring up a 4th and long for the Warriors. I look for the Warriors to punt this one away, and it looks like there's no change of personnel just yet. So it looks like Wayne's going to go for it on a 4th and long, 4th and 6 to be exact. And, you know, showing a lot of guts on the part of the Warriors. Going for this 4th and 6 late in the ball game as Hall's going to roll out to the near side of the field. Looks like he's going to keep himself. Decides to pass. Passes over the middle. It's out of the hands of Hollis. Griffith there in the coverage along with number 57, Sam Block. So Hollis couldn't hold on to that one. Had he brought that in, would have been enough for the first down. So the Elk defense comes up big right there to stop the Warriors and take over, you know, on the 49-yard line with a 1st and 10 with 10:47 remaining in the game.
That got Griffith wound up. He wanted that ball for the interception. Just missed it. Turned around. Was excited. They stopped the play. Got back. Turned around. He greeted every single offensive players. They went out there and slapped him on the back and said, "You guys need to get something done," and they do. They need to accomplish something on the field on this drive.
That's right. Carpenter going into motion on the near side of the field. The ball game to Houston. Houston not finding much room up the middle of the Wayne defense. Going to be good for a gain of a yard on the play. Going to bring up the 2nd and 9 for the Elks. Houston in the last 2 weeks has not found the room he's found, you know, throughout the season in the middle of the field, running off guard, running off the tackle, and you know his yardage has been suffering for that. He's still getting yardage here and there, but not as much as he has been throughout the season.
And he's got the moves, and he's still got the talent. He's just been shut down. He's been shown in so many games. A lot of these teams are catching up with it, finding out what he can do, and shutting him down.
And Hawk hands the ball to Houston. Houston breaks out on the near side of the field, tries to cut back up the middle field, and he's tripped up after getting 2 yards on the play by number 43 for the Warriors, Brad Anke. And 10 minutes remaining in this game as the Elks are by a score of 20-10.
Big news coming out of Coleraine Hamilton game. Hamilton puts 2 touchdowns on the board to make it 14-19, just 5 points away from tying up the game with Coleraine. Big win out of Hamilton could help the Elks like you wouldn't believe in the points situation. The Elks beating Hamilton, first game of the season this year. They would pick up major points from that.
Houston cuts back up the middle of the field. He has a little room on the far side of the field. He's at the 25-20. Has 1 man to beat. That's Hollis, and he makes his way to the end zone for a score for the Centerville Elks. So, Ray Houston getting it done out on the far side of the field, weaving in and out of the defenders. Finally breaks his way out to the far side of the field. Had 2 men to beat. Ed Hollis was the last man for the Warriors. Had a little bit more speed than needed. Got in the end zone. Put another score up on the board for the Elks with 9:21 remaining in this game. That's a big one for the Elks.
That's the Houston we've been talking about. We just got done discussing. He's been shut down. Right there, Wayne let up. Houston took advantage of it, showed what he had, got the job done, put the score in for the Elks, making 26-10 over the Wayne Warriors.
Nugent's going to come out on the field to attempt the extra point for the Elks. Hawk will hold. Good snap. Hawk's going to fake the snap, and he has Carpenter open in the far side of the end zone, and the Elks pull off the 2-point conversion. Oh my! There's nothing I can say. That was an incredible play. Hawk doing a perfect job to fake out, along with Nugent doing a perfect job to fake out the Wayne defense right there, as faking the hold, got up, turned around, fired a pass to Carpenter. Carpenter wide open, all alone by himself on the far side of the field in the end zone, and that's going to do a great job of faking that one along with Nugent, and you know, keeping his cool, even though he's probably being pressured a bit, and lofting that pass up for Carpenter to bring in, as Hall and Hollis are going to be back to receive this kick. Nugent sends a high kick out to the far side of the field, going to be fielded by Hollis on the 6-yard line. Hollis breaks up the far sideline, decides to cut back up the middle field. He's wrapped up there on a 16-yard line by the Elks special teams unit, and nice tackle there by Griffith, the Wonder Boy. Getting in there and making the tackle for the Elks, and there's going to be a flag on the play. Officials are going to stop time. It's going to be a clip against the Warriors. So the Warriors not going to start out with good field position right now. They're only going to start on their own 16-yard line, going to move half the distance probably, or 10 yards, back into their own territory, as the Warriors did not want that one to start out their drive in this 4th quarter.
And I think that touchdown on the Elks part there It was just enough to motivate the team completely. They all seemed back to the way they came out at the beginning of the first quarter, wound up, fired up, ready to go, ready to play football. You know, we lost that after the first quarter. We haven't seen it again until now. They're all ready to go, excited again. I hope it sticks the rest of the game.
And Hall going to remain at the quarterback position for the Warriors. Ball handed off to Tucker. Tucker wrapped up quickly by the out defense on the line of scrimmage. He's going to get a no gain on the play right there. Excuse me, I tried to get out like 10 words in 1 second right there. There's no gain on the play for the Warriors as there's only 9 minutes remaining in this ball game. The Elks are up by a score of 28-10, and are looking to keep this momentum and hold on to it as this would be a very, very big win for the Elks here tonight.
No doubt. It's a must-win for the Elks tonight to pick up the WOL, to pick up a chance for the playoff berth. Right now, this Hamilton-Coleraine game that's going on is a big, big game for the Elks tonight, too.
Tucker takes a handoff, breaks on the near side of the field, has 1-2 Elk defenders on him. He's finally dragged down. After he gets enough for the first down, he's going to be all the way out to the 22-yard line of the Warriors. Only there to make the stop for the Elks along with Tamaska. So the Elks don't want the Warriors to march down and put another one up on the board here late in the game. They need to continue this, or keep up this momentum they have. And so, even though it won't go too much farther in this game, they could carry it into next week against Xenia, and then hopefully into the next week after that into the postseason. As Hall takes a snap, takes a handoff to Tucker, and he's going to pass out on the swing pass to Tucker in and out of the hands of Baumann. Out of the near side of the field, Baumann almost picking that one off. Hall making a dangerous swing pass out to Tucker on the near side of the field. Baumann in and out of his hands, and could not hold on to it.
That's two now that have been very, very close to the Elks as far as pickoffs. Griffith had one just a few minutes ago, actually, in the last couple drives ago. Baumann, that was even closer. That was in and out of the hands of Baumann. I don't think he was ready for it. He looked up, the ball was there. Just not enough time to get his hands into that one.
I wouldn't be surprised if Baumann was the defensive lineman of the week. He's already batted one pass down tonight, and he almost got an interception on that one. Hall drops back in the pocket, decides to step on the pocket, keep himself, breaks out the near side of the field, and he's wrapped up there by Terry Tamaska on the near side sideline. Could be just shy of the first down marker. It's going to depend where the officials are going to spot this one. And it's going to be a first down for the Warriors, so they're going to stop the clock and move the chains with 8 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in this ball game. The Elks are by a score of 28-10, and they're going to hold on to this game for the WL crown and a shot at the playoffs.
For the best in modern and classic rock, listen to Paul Dawes as he tears down the Fortress of Boredom, 3 p.m. on Sunday. What in the world that means, I don't know, but Paul Dawes is an interesting character, so catch his show at 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoons.
He's a man on a mission. As Hall drops back in the pocket, launches a long pass down the field, and it's going to be almost intercepted by Kennard. Kennard and I believe Hollis on the far side of the field struggling for that one. The officials have not signaled who has possession of the ball just yet.
It looked like Kennard had it to me.
Same here.
But they're still laying on the ground, rolling around for the ball.
And the officials are going to give the ball to Wayne. Give him a first down on the Elk 43-yard line. So Kennard got in front of the pass, but Hall is fighting with him out there on the far side of the field. Finally brought it in and going to move the chains for the Warriors. And this is the potential here I was talking about that the Warriors have on offense, this explosiveness, they can go through the air and they can go on the ground because of their speed and their quickness. As Hall's going to take the snap and fumble it, and he picks it up and runs right up the middle of the field, avoids one tackle or two tackle, he breaks it out to the far side of the field, has a couple men to beat, and Kennard finally drives him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So Hall, good heads-up play right there. Fumbled the snap, got it back, busted up the middle of the field, out to the far side of the field, and picked up enough for the first down again. So Warriors moving the ball effectively down the field right now.
That they are, Matt. And I'm just taking this into account right now, realizing that the Elks had a chance before on a 4th and 2 situation on the goal line. They chose to go for the touchdown when they could have taken the field goal. If the Wayne Warriors keep scoring the way they are, that field goal could come into play. Wayne went for their field goal when they had the chance and took it. The Elks had a chance, didn't take it, ended up getting no points. That could come into play here in just a little while.
And Hall takes a snap, rolling out to the near side of the field, wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage by Joe Abood. Abood brings him down at the Centerville 25-yard line, so Abood's going to drop it for a loss of 9 yards on the play with 7:12 remaining in this ball game. Joe Abood, only a sophomore, but doing an outstanding job out there on the field for the Elks. Big kid, and just powerful, bringing the ball down with pure strength right there.
Between Joe Abood and A.J. Hawk, those are the two players that every single senior on the team says to watch for next year as big players. Because right now they're so young. A.J. a freshman, Joe a sophomore. They need to get bigger, and they will.
And Abood putting more pressure on Hall, hitting him as he lets go of the pass. And Hall's pass going to fall incomplete in the middle of the field. Abood pressuring him there once again. Hall had to get rid of the ball, and it fell incomplete as the Elks are by a score of 28-10. Just a little reminder, Centerville Elks football is brought to you by the One Stop Auto Salon. The One Stop Auto Salon is located right in the heart of Centerville off of State Route 48, and will customize your car to meet your needs. Improve the performance of just the looks of your vehicle. As Hall's going to take a snap, flags thrown on the play, decides to step up in the pocket, cuts out to the far side of the field, cuts back up. Hawk almost gets a hand on him, and he's finally brought down inside the 10-yard line. And we're going to have to see if this run's going to stand for Hall, as there are a number of flags thrown shortly after the snap of the ball. And the officials are going to run over and discuss this one on the field.
Make sure to catch the Wild and Crazy Guys, Shane and Mike, every Saturday from 3 to 6 for the best of classic and modern rock, only here on WCWT 101.5 The Beef.
And it looks like the penalty is going to be against Wayne. Wayne, continually just moving the ball down the field and bringing themselves back down from where they started. 2 penalties, and penalties have plagued both teams all night long. And this definitely has been a factor late in this game, as the Warriors trying to, use everything they got and put this in the end zone. And they keep pushing themselves back, and they keep making themselves try to dig themselves out of the hole.
Maddie, I'm just thinking about the Elks right now and how this is such a big game for them. We can't say it enough, but to know that the Elks have to depend on things that they can't control, such as the Hamilton-Colerain game, especially the St. X Moeller game right now, on whether or not they'll get a playoff berth, has just got to be killing it.
And the pass completed number 4 for the Warriors from Tremaine Hall. Hall firing that pass right over the middle of the field, caught by Harold Dale. Going to be just shy of first down. Going to bring up a fourth and a short for the Warriors. I would look for them to go for it on this one. Probably just let Hall keep himself and use his quickness to try and get those 4 yards.
Yeah, I would. Centerville's going to go ahead and.
This is their year. I really think they can do it. I'm just going to have to go out and support the Elks as they make their title run. And in case you want to find out all kinds of info on the Elks football program, not only the varsity, but the junior varsity and the freshman level as well, check out elksfootball.com on the World Wide Web. And Hall is going to have one man in motion to the far side of the field, or near side of the field. The lob to pass up to Hollis is going to be caught by Delaney in the end zone, and Delaney intercepts that in the end zone, stopping Hollis and the Warriors from putting another score up on the board. So Delaney coming up big, one of those seniors out there on the field, playing his heart out tonight. This is going to be his last game as a Centerville Elks football player out here in this stadium. And comes up big for the Elks late in the game with 5:58 remaining. The Elks are going to start with the ball on their own 20-yard line. Going to be looking to go 80 yards down the field and put another score up on the board. Going to put the nail in the coffin and send Wayne home with a loss and second place in the WOL.
Maddie, there's not a single senior on this team that has not contributed in this game, whether it's with a big hit, the interception, the catch, whatever. Every single one of them have put in what their part of the game.
The ball here to Houston. Houston breaks one tackle. He's out on the near side of the field, has nobody to catch him. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, and he's in the end zone for another score for the Centerville Elks. The closest man to him, number 14, Eric Heinrich, about 20 yards from him. Houston broke 2 tackles on the line of scrimmage, busted out to the near side of the field, and had the entire field to work with. So Houston, we were talking a little bit about his running game. I was getting stopped here and there. I don't know if he heard us, because he turned around and just put 2 touchdowns in for the Elks. That one, an 80-yard touchdown run for Houston. And he's going to put the Elks up by a score of 34-10 with 5:46 remaining in this game. That's the kind of Elks football we've been seeing all year. Big plays here and there. And, this explosive offense has just been getting it done.
Houston getting hugs all the way down the line there. As soon as that went in, all the coaches, number 1 up in the air, everybody, all the players, they're loving it.
That's right, and Nugent's extra point attempt, we're going to sail wide left.
Nagel's going to IU with me tomorrow. So
that's
maybe
right, he is
we're
going to
set him up for some exciting story or something he can tell you about.
That's right.
And You got any predictions for Big Bad Beef Chicken for week this week? Any nominees?
They're starting to come in. I've had some questions about that. As Hollis is going to field this one on the 8-yard line, tries to break out the near side of the field. Almost brought down by Ailes. Ailes running past him, getting a grip on the shoulder pad, but not quite bringing him down. He's finally going to be dropped at the 20-yard line. So the Warriors will start this drive on their own 20-yard line with 5:39 remaining in the ball game. The Elks pretty much, I believe, have put the nail in the coffin. I think they're going to walk away this one a winner and WL champions, along with a shot at the playoffs.
This game meant everything in the world to every single one of those players, especially the seniors. I know Jason Mitchell being sidelined last year means everything to him. He wants this game just as much as any player that's on the field.
And Hall is going to lost the pass out to the far side. It's not like going to float over the head of Harold Dale. Dale had no chance of bringing that one in. And Chip, as you were saying earlier, Mitchell, sideline, you know, it hurts him a lot not to be out there on the field with that team. But, you know, he sticks with it and he stands, you know, he supports that team so much. He's with them all the time. And he's really been helping them out this year.
Yeah, he's such an emotional part of his team. Keeps them together. He's amazing, you know, down there on the field.
And Hall's going to take the snap. He's looking to pass downfield. He's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage by the Elk defense. A number of players in there. Abu, Braner, just to name a few to make the tackle for the Elks. Mitchell, also one of the hardest hitters on the team for the Elks. Getting in there, driving him down into the turf, dropping him for a loss, going to bring up a third and about 17 for the Warriors late in this ball game. So looks like the Warriors' hopes are just slowly dwindling, and not much intensity from that team out on the field right now.
No, not at all. And you know, I noticed on the Elk sidelines a lot of the seniors losing the helmets, putting them down.
And Griffith almost steps up and picks off a pass from Hall to Hollis. And Griffith doing a nice job of breaking up that pass. Almost picked it up, leaping up off of 1 foot right there. Almost bringing it in. He had it in sights right there. Almost brought that in. Good job there by Griffith, the senior captain. Wonder Boy, as we call him here at WCWT. Just doing it everywhere. And that's...
Very few players will ever reach that status. And he's just an outstanding player. Even on a bad day, he's playing well.
And he's one of those guys that will come out every, day in and day out and give you everything he has. He's leading by example out there for the younger players on the field. He's one of the biggest reasons why this Elks team has gone as far as they have this season. And Paxton's kick is going to be a nice high kick out to the near side of the field. Going to be fielded by Griffith at the 45-yard line. Going to bobble a bit and going to be able to fall on that one. He's lucky that did not bounce away from him. So the Elks will start with a 1st and 10 on the Wayne to 44-yard line with 4:42 remaining in this ball game. The Elks are by a score of 34-10, and probably going to be looking to put some more points on the board, give them a little more insurance so that they can walk away from this one.
Let's see.
WOL champions, and also have a shot at the state playoffs.
I think this is right because I was listening to it.
In a very tight race
like that's what
this year for the playoff spot, the 4th and final playoff spot in their region. And tonight's win will help them out in seeking that spot. As the ball's going to be given to Houston. Houston tries to cut back up the middle of the field and tripped up by the Wayne defense. Going to be good for a gain of 3 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Elks as time continues to wind down here late in the ball game.
Another update on the scores for you. Xenia up over Fairborn 20-14. Xenia, the Elks opponent next week. Pretty much playing with Fairborn. Fairborn we beat by a bazillion and a half. But another update as far as a personal player goes. Ryan Brewer for Troy Trojans. 28 carries, 355 yards, 5 touchdowns this evening. That player is absolutely amazing.
And ball out there on the far sideline for the Elks, I believe, pitched one. I did not really catch what was on that one, Chip. I believe it was pitched to one player to another, and the Elks worked that one effectively out on the far side of the field. It looks like the Elks are trying to mix it up here, throwing in some plays that they haven't used. It's not something you see out of the Elks every day. The more conservative style, run the ball, keep it on the ground, and move that ball slowly down the field. They've been trying a few trick plays here and there, and definitely catching Wayne off guard. As Hawk's going to have Houston in the backfield. One on the far side, that'd be Kennard. And the ball's going to be given to Ailes. Ailes wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage and dropped by number 43 for the Warriors, Brian Anke. And Anke just doing it tonight for the Warriors. Has had a number of tackles here in the second half alone.
Well, Maddie, back to your talk about the kind of oddball plays there. You know, this is really the only time to practice stuff like that. You can practice them in practice, but your defense usually expects, you know, to go up against a real, live, full-paced game and practice these things. This is perfect time to do it.
Ailes going into motion to the far side of the field. Hawk's going to hand the ball off to Huston. Huston tries to run right up the gut. Wayne defense going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Elks with 2:59 remaining in this ball game. The Elks seem to have this one locked up as they are up by a score of 34-10. Looks like they're going to win the WOL crown outright, just as long as they don't lose next week against Xenia, which is not probable. And, you know, they have a very good shot at getting into the state playoffs.
You know, right now the Wayne Warrior fans making the march out to the parking lot. I can see the brake lights already moving down for miles down the parking lot. They're taking off. They know the game's over.
And Hawk going to throw a swing pass out of the Kennard on the near side sideline. Kennard makes the catch and tries to get some yardage upfield. Finally dragged out of bounds by number 10 for the Warriors, Carl Hayden. Hayden dragging Kennard out of bounds at about the 26-yard line of Wayne. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 7 for the Elks. Looks like they're going to just punt this one away. Nugent comes out on the field. And just a little reminder, I had not mentioned this all night, but tomorrow is a very, very big day for the boys and girls cross-country teams. Going up to Troy for their regional meet, and Nugent's kick's going to be up, and it looks like he's got enough distance on it, just as long as he gets that one through the uprights, and Nugent's going to put that one through the uprights from about 40 yards out on the near side hash mark, on the near side of the field. Nugent had plenty of leg on it, went right through. A good kick there by Mike Nugent. I almost called him by his brother's name, and be there. The Elks number 3, Elder number 2, and St. Xavier number 1. And a lot of tough competition. Is going to be a great race out there tomorrow, so go out and support your Elks. The ladies team also doing a fine job, 8th in the state. Up against a lot of competition tomorrow, too. They're also going to need your support, so go on out. It's going to be very, very exciting. And if you've ever been to a cross-country meet, this is one of the more viewer-friendly cross-country meet courses, as you can pretty much see the runners as they run along the entire course, as is not the case at many other places. And Kennard is going to keep this one away for the Elks. Back receive for the Warriors will be Hall and Hollis, staying at about the 6-yard line. Kennard's kick is going to be a nice kick out to the far side of the field. Going to be a little short, going to be fielded by Hollis on the 11-yard line. Hollis looking for his room on the far side sideline. It's wrapped up quickly by the Elks special team unit. A number of players out there on the far side of the field to make the tackle, as there's only 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in this ball game. The Elks are up by a score of 37-10 over the Wayne Warriors.
This game means everything in the world to the Elks. It's a relief off the shoulders of every single player and coach on the sidelines. It's a relief off our shoulders. You and I have been really worried about it all week. You know, we've become almost a little extension to this team. I worry about them just as much as their coaches do. I mean, I concern myself about injuries and everything else.
And looks like the Elks wrap up Ernest Tucker after a gain of about 4 yards on the play. Paul giving that one to Tucker. Tucker trying to make some room right in the middle of the field. Not getting too much yardage, but enough yards on the play. And there's only a minute 48 remaining in this ball game. The Elks are up by a score of 37-10. They're going to walk away this one WL champions. And, you know, beating Wayne for the 2nd straight year in the row, as Hall's going to take a snap, give it to Tucker. Tucker tries to run right up the gut of the Elk defense, and is not going to get anywhere. Going to be just shy of the 1st down marker. Going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Warriors.
Elks football is brought to you by the One Stop Auto Salon. One Stop Auto Salon is located off of State Route 48, directly behind the Women's Air and Space Museum. Head to the One Stop Auto Salon for all your automotive styling and performance needs.
And just in case you happen to be surfing the net out
surfing
there,
the net,
or the web, or whatever you want to call it, you know, you're out looking around and you're thinking to yourself, you know, I want to go somewhere that's really, really cool. Why don't you type in the keyword or the web address elksfootball.com. It'll take you to a fascinating world of Elks info. I mean, you can find out absolutely anything about the Elks football program, not just at the varsity level, but also at the reserve and the freshman level. Has all kinds of interesting, fun facts and info. So definitely check it out. That's elksfootball.com on the World Wide Web. As Hall's going to take the snap in, he's going to keep it himself. Avoids a couple of tacklers, makes out the near side sideline. He's finally wrapped up by Brian Foulk and Jason Griffith. Griffith all over the field tonight. Really wants this game. I mean, he's pumped up. He's all over the place, making hits left and right, and just doing a great job out there for the Elks.
Brings the clock up to 1:02 left here. Just stopped right now for the movement of the first down markers. And Matt, where do you get this stuff that you talk about? I thought I said weird stuff. You're talking about these wild worlds and stuff on the internet. I don't know what you're talking about.
You gotta admit you have me on the soggy marsh out on the playing field.
Soggy marsh, the swamp monster.
Swamp monster.
You've had some comments, buddy.
And Hall's gonna take the snap, looking to pass downfield. He throws a little swing pass to Tucker. Tucker's gonna cut back up the middle of the field, and he breaks out to the near side of the field, and he's finally tripped up there by number 25, Brandon Peck for the Elks. Gonna get more than enough for the first down. Gonna get just inside Elks territory. With only 36 seconds remaining in this ball game, they're gonna stop the clock momentarily to move the chains. The Elks are up by a score of 37-10, and will walk away from this one a winner of the WL crown and with a shot at the state playoffs.
Clock started back up now at 31 seconds and ticking away. Centerville Elks up 37-10 over the Wayne Warriors. As Matt said, walking away WL champs and hopefully moving up in the points to fourth to pick up a playoff berth.
And Tucker trying to find some room on the far side of the field, wrapped up by Tommy Demko. And also here Trebnick there to tackle for the Elks. This time's going to just tick off the clock here at Centerville High School Football Stadium. Your Centerville Elks have defeated the Wayne Warriors 37-10 in the WL Championship game. So the Elks will walk away WL champions, earning many, many points in the computer system, hopefully making a shot at the state playoffs. The Elks victorious here tonight, 37-10. You have been listening to another presentation of Centerville Elks football here on the beat for Chipring and Key Favorite. I am Matt Kasanovich. Elks football on 101.5 is brought to you by the One Stop Model Salon right here on 101.5. You like the fascinating world?
I like the middle schools rushing the field. What the hell's that all about?
We rushed the field the other day.
Yeah, but I mean, did you see like 10 of them like ran off there?
So you like the fascinating world of...
That was funny, and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Did you hear me just all of a sudden start?
Yeah,
I was like...
I was like...
I lost it.
Look at this. Kind of bored. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Of course, all the track athletes are like, get off the track, turn it up.
Why is...
I don't understand why Cox goes out there.
Is he out there?
Yes. Yeah. He got hurt, but he hasn't been a part of the program.
He was always with Mitchell. Alright. Well, I guess we can load, pack up.
Anthony didn't find his steps
It's really cool. Your auto thing was falling off, so I had to rip it off.
That's cool. Yeah, I hope it didn't fall. I was like, I hope it didn't fall down the crowd.
Halfway, and I was like, I better grab it.
Alright, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, better that than fall down the crowd.